run for my money. There was nobody, no one that would run me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely. Living lovely. She's lovely.
I wanna be with you. Ay, I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Ay, I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you.
Me, just love me.
If I didn't ride blade on her, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole 100. I don't got you, I got nothing. I got something. We gon' function, doing some shit. Feeling like Tyson with it.
We back, chat. We back. Damn, I hope it's picking up in the audio. Anyways, we're gonna be doing some back testing today. I just came from the fucking gym. I'm drained. I'm beat. I haven't worked out legs in who knows how fucking long. And there's nothing better than working out and fasting at the same time. Plus, when you're blessed with the genes, even better. Real quick before we start anything, I should have done this with the guys, but we ain't got to do it. It's late as shit. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I'm proud of how far I've came through the Bible. Right, like I never really got into reading it until recently, but real recently I've been consistent. Where did it start? It starts at Malachi. It starts at the book of Matthew, right? Matthew, Luke, Mark. This is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. After John is Acts. I think, yeah, after John is Acts. And then Romans. And unless I'm skipping one, Romans, Corinthians. Wait. Oh, I didn't even realize. So when I was reading, I didn't realize that I was reading 1 Corinthians and then 2 Corinthians. So 1 Corinthians, which is the first epistle of Paul, and then the second, Galatians, and now I'm on, I read Ephesians, little small chapters, Philippians, now on Galatians, or Colossians, I'm not too sure. I feel like this light is fucking up the focus. The Epistle of Paul, the Apostle to the Galatians. And I think it's very well divided if you read properly and you interpret what it says at the beginning of the chapter, right? When it just gives you that quick summary. If you read this summary and then take that into the books, you'll understand. I am fucking beat, bro. My legs is killing me. And then like 2 days ago we worked out arms and shoulders and chest and back and and then I'm supposed to be working out tomorrow as well, but no promise there. No promise there. Alright, so the back testing that we're doing today is gonna be, let me see. Alright, so the back testing we're going to be doing today is going to be for pre-market going into Asia session, right? We have a session liquidity model going into New York session. So now we're going to be back testing a session liquidity model with pre-market and Asia session. So first, let me see if I can even get that many candles in. Let's mark up 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6 months. If I can get 6 months worth of 15-minute candles, nah, I can't. What's this then? One, 2, 3, 4 months? Alright, fine. 4 months it is. Alright, so we're just gonna start back here. Hold on, give me a second. I didn't even change the fucking camera view. Alright. Let's see. Damn. There you go. Alright, we're gonna start from the very top of the chart. All we're gonna do, market opens at 6 p.m. We're gonna mark out the high between 6, start at the low of 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Alright, market opens at 6 p.m. and then Asia session opens at 8 p.m. So this would be our pre-market. Asia session opens here. Pre-market Asia session opens at this candle, and then this is Asia session. So let's do some analyzing on this. Did it leave behind? I mean, barely any fair value gaps, but I just fucked up, didn't I? I can't do that. So it's gotta be on a 15-minute. Okay. Damn. Alright, so ultimately, what I'm seeing right now is whenever Asia session opens, if it aggressively pushes past this high, then you can look for then yeah, you can look for potential buys, but you gotta wait for these lows to get swept, the current Asia session low to get swept. Okay, so let's do that again. Hold on. You have the high of pre-market. You have the low pre-market. That looks terrible. The low pre-market. Asia session opens right here. Aggressively pushes past this high. Does not sweep it. It aggressively pushes past this high. Now we know that when current Asia's current, and now just to make this very visible, Asia session opened here. This is the low that it formed right here. And this is the high that it formed right here after this aggressive move up. During Asia session, you want to wait for Asia session to sweep its own low after this aggressive move up, right? That's just one strategy. That's just simple analysis. Now let's see if we can find it next session. This was Sunday, Monday. Let's see, getting close. Asia session opened pre-market. Alright. So, pre-market opened at 6 or 1800 Eastern time. Creates this high, right? It comes a bit down, creates this low, and then Asia session opens at 8 p.m. Smashes through this low. This is currently Asia session high. This was Asia session low. And right after this smash, what you want to wait for, typically this would have been your entry right here. Right, like something like this would have been your entry. But in all cases, you don't always get entered, you know? Here, you would have got entered, seen a little drawdown. But ultimately, it still checks out. It's not a loss. right? So it doesn't count as a loss. This is Monday going into Tuesday, and now again we look for pre-market low. Right, so pre-market opens at 6 p.m. Eastern time, created this low, created this high. Asia session opens at 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time. This is kind of a fake out here, yeah, sure. But if you were to look at this on a lower time frame, you would see a lot of fair value gaps. So plus this 15-minute fair value gap, which you could have used as confluence. But ultimately here, it would have been Asia session low, Asia session high, and because it smashed through this really, well, alright, let's see, this is a slightly different anticipation because yes, it did leave a fair value gap behind. And yes, it continued with a strong engulfing candle, but the original move was a sweep. So the smart play here, realistically, alright, so if the original move is a sweep, be patient and wait for current fair value gap to be inversed. After the current fair value gap is inversed, you can always enter at that fair value gap, at that inverse fair value gap, and then target the lows for slightly smaller play, which is perfect though. Okay. So, off of what we're back testing, these candles closed aggressively after breaking either the high or the low. It doesn't matter, understand? But the moment it doesn't close aggressively and it actually sweeps it, then you don't have to force this buy, right? You don't have to force this right here, because then you're gonna get stopped out. So the moment it sweeps it and you see it going up, don't get into buys. Just wait for a break of structure down, and your break of structure down is your best entry realistically. But if you really have to wait, you can wait for inverse fair value gap. Alright, now we look for Wednesday. Got a pre-market. Alright, so pre-market opens at 6 p.m. Creates this low, creates this high. Asia session opens at 8. It does not close above this high, it actually sweeps it instead. right? So we're looking for that sweep. Here, realistically, let's say this happened a little too aggressively. You could have. I wish I could roll into smaller time frames. Let me see. Well, let's see. Yeah, you could have here. I mean, I guess you could have entered anywhere after this swept it. You've seen it was reacting as a sweep. Enter for sells. Target previous lows. All right, that would have been solid. And yeah, some of these plays aren't always as big as we want them to be, but it's the consistent small wins. Right. Alright, pre-market opens at 6. Made this high. This was the low, closed aggressive. Asia session opened. And let's see. Yeah, this probably would have been a rough day for some of us, but they don't all win. Because when it closes aggressive, you would wait for yeah, you would wait for these highs to get swept, and then you would target the lows. So this would have been a smallish play. This would have been the play right here. Maybe like, yeah, this. But even then, you would have got stopped out at break even, and then it would have reversed on you. Ultimately, yeah, it's fine. They're not all wins. So this would have been 1, 2, 1, 2, let's see, 3. I mean, 4 for 5, 3 for 5. That's still solid. That's profitable. Right, so this one's good. I guess when you think about this, this would have still been good. Look at this. Let's say you waited for these highs to actually get swept. Right? Let's say you actually waited, and then you just targeted these lows. That would have been a banger trade. Right, just like this. It smashed through. Or no. This. Sweat, inverse for a value grab. Yeah, this would have been a smaller play. Still counts for something though. And then once this high gets swept, you can go after those previous lows. The liquidity, that's what we go after. Liquidity. Target liquidity. This is external. This is internal. So really you just gotta know the size of the play. If it's a proper sweep execution, nah, because realistically, we would have been entering on the sweep right here. This would have been way too much risk to cover. So we would have got stopped out somewhere. Alright, so 2, 3, sweep. Yeah. We're 3 for 5 right now. Right, and let's say we risk which one of these drawdowns is probably 60, 70 bucks, maybe 80 bucks. And then this reward is maybe like 4, 8, maybe 5. Let me see, 500 bucks a piece, so 5, 10, 15 for 8, 60, $240 risk. Let's keep it going. $18, $20. Alright, 6 to 8. This opens up at 8 for Asia. We got this low, this high. It's like nearly just sweeps in it. Like barely. Right, so your entry would have probably been something like this maybe. Targeting here. But after this move down, stop set to break even. We got stopped out at break even. So, even then. So that's really meant these. Nah, this one would have been lost for sure. So technically, we're at like 1 for 3, or 3 out of 4. 3 for 4, because the other 2 are no losses. I need to stop checking on this shit. I want to eat. I wish I could eat, but so it's like, right? Not everybody can get what they want. $18 to $20. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Right. This would have been a little aggressive, but agent session opened. It swept both directions, so ultimately the best thing in this case scenario would be wait for another sweep of some sort. Because we could have done it. Look, we got pre-market low, pre-market highs, Asia session high, and then Asia session low. Yeah, mind you, this is just for when it opens, first like couple hours. This is a sweep down here, so after the sweep, you could have entered on the next candle. And then targeted previous Asia session highs. Then once you're this must be your target. You must get out. That's the point of it, because then look what happens, right? You get this. You're already out the trade, so just watch the charts. Wait for this inverse or value gap to be inversed. And then after that inversion, or during this break of structure here, you do this. And then realistically, you target internal liquidity, which would have been this. Or external, honestly. Yeah. Except that I don't know. That's going off of strategy. Strategy says you wait for the sweep and you target previous levels. I'm trying to see what would have considered this a sweep. Let's say we waited. I mean, nothing really. There was no way of telling this was gonna happen after this sweep. Price could have just kept going up. Until you draw out that resistance. Right, it would have been this. That's why that brought up right there. That's why I'm buying there. But the moment it reacted, changed to this. Fake outs. Damn. Okay. Let's just stick to the strategy. Mini plays are okay too. Alright, pre-market, low, pre-market high. Major opens, smashes through, use a fair value gap behind. This technically would have been our entry to target previous Asia highs, but that's a terrible risk to avoid. Let me see. How was it on the first? Nope, strategy says when it smashes through, you wait for Asia session low to get swept, and then you target current Asia session highs. So technically, it would have been this. After the reaction. No, that would have been a loss. Pre-market opens at 6. We got this low, got this high. Asia session opens at 8. Does a beautiful sweep off that pre-market high, reacts nicely, could have entered the next candle. Target previous lows, would have been nice. Pre-market opens at 6. We got this high, this low. Asia session opens at 8. Sweeps. Whenever it sweeps, you enter. Whoa, I mean, it swept and went long. But I feel more comfortable if we enter here. Enter at that most recent support area, depending on how the candle looks, yada yada. And then target previous highs. I feel like we would have been stopped out at break even here. And because then if we're really sticking to the set and forget model, this would be a loss. And this would be a loss. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, oh. We're at like a 66% ratio. I'm sure it just grows from there, you know? Got this one. Pre-market session high, market session low, completely smashed through. Strategy says whenever it's smashed through, you'll wait for Asia session lows to get swept, and then you target previous highs. But in this case, that's not it. And this probably is misplay. This is Sunday going into Monday. Yeah. Let's see. it back down to the 50 percentile. Even though I probably would have considered this a mistrade. And then, yeah, I mean, who knows? Pre-market opens. Asia session opens at 8. We got this high, this low. Smashes through it. Strat says when Asia session high gets swept, you enter there and target previous lows. Yeah, sometimes the set and forget model is great, but there's so many losses you can avoid by just setting a break even, you know? And yeah, it's fine, you know? Or you trail your stop loss down and take some sort of profit, understand? Oh, missing one right here. 18 here. Pre-market high, pre-market low. Asia session opened at 8. It closed above with momentum. Strategy says you enter when Asia session low. You swept and you target previous Asia session high. Okay. I guess we got one original play. I probably would have done this right here. Solid. I'm on here. pre-market up, pre-market high, pre-market low. Asia session opens at 8. Sweep to that. I mean, strategy says when you sweep it, enter and target previous highs. I'm also wanted to, sometimes you gotta take it, right? Sometimes let's see, this would have been our play here. This is what long, heavy hours of back testing look like, even though I've just been here for 1 hour. And we're at a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins, 3 losses, 2 break-evens, and these losses are like straight to stop loss, straight to stop loss, straight to stop loss. Let's see, what's that? 3 and 9. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. %, after a span of 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this is Sunday to Monday. Right, so first week you can expect, don't expect anything. But in 1 week, 3 wins, and then Sunday to Monday again. From here to here is 3 wins. And then from here to here would be an average of 3 wins a week. Okay. Alright, we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep doing this. Yo. man. Oh, I'm starving, man. I am starving. Fasting is not easy at all. I mean, after the sweep like this, especially after a sweep of 2 previous lows, I would have anticipated a move upwards for sure. Take out all this displacement, but it's not, buddy. This would have been straight to stop loss. Okay, this is, I'm assuming, when we have a strong momentum. This is different because we have this high and we have this low, so we have so much momentum. When Asia session opens, it sweeps this. So strategy says when it sweeps, you sell. Reversals. Yeah, this would have been no telling. No telling at all. I think this is the first 2 losses in a row. Got this pre-market low. Pre-market low, pre-market high. Asia session opened there. Closed aggressive above. Strategy says when it closes aggressive above, Asia session gets swept. And you target previous highs. Yeah, technically that would have been it. theoretically, it works. You just have to be very on point with targeting the little highs and lows. If you try to target more than that high or low, you're not going to make it. Some days it's going to be small plays like this. Some days are going to be these nice giant plays. Right? Like, imagine catching this, bro. Imagine catching this right here. Alright, pre-market low, pre-market high, Asia session opens at 8, sweeps that high. Strategy says when it sweeps, you will enter. It would have went straight for the stop loss and then TP. But how do you avoid this? You could have waited for one more candle closure and then entered someone here, like somewhere here. Alright, like regardless, enter at the sweep. And then you target previous lows. This is a tricky one. This one's tricky because the sweep happens right at 8 a.m. but the very next candle goes right back to where it came from. So if you do enter down here after this candle closure, enter at the open of this one, set your stop loss somewhere above that previous candle, you would be stopped out. However, if you just wait 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes into this candle, wait to see what's going on, you would have realized that it's coming up here first. And then, once again, you wait because now you're seeing upside momentum. You wait 1 or 2 more candles, you realize, oh no, it's actually making its way back down. So original thought comes to mind, enter at the sweep. Now you can put your stop loss levels above previous high and target previous lows, previous pre-market lows. Technically you would target Asia lows, but that's a terrible risk to reward. So you just take out all this liquidity, and realistically you could have even stretched it down to more internal liquidity. Solid. No, that's solid. just made back the 2 losses, right? 2 losses, 2 wins, and the wins are bigger than losses, which means still profitable. I wonder if it's active. Yeah, alright. At least it is. Wait, hold on. 20s. This is nighttime. What the fuck? That just ripped my head open. Cause this is Tuesday night, midnight, London session, New York session, where it goes from Wednesday makes sense. Alright, pre-market, very volatile, high, low. Asia session opens at 8. It doesn't do anything for quite some time. This is a sweep. The only thing is this is way too much volume. Yeah, this is way too much volume right here. So I would consider this a no trade night, honestly. By then I'd be asleep. Alright, that's back testing 101 for you. This is analytical back testing. right? Just reactive, responsive, and learning how to join in on that reaction. I do want to continue the same exact strategy throughout the rest of the chart, but just not tonight. This is our nighttime strategy, and then we do have a session liquidity model for the morning time past 8 a.m. or right at 8 a.m. in the morning, not at night. So 8 a.m. will be our key time. 8 and 8. Alright folks, I'm off this low short live. It was just for the night. Deuces.